What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Awakening World. I'm Love Coach Scott Catamas. I'm really honored to be with you tonight. It's a really wonderful show this evening. I think almost all of us understand that we need the divine feminine to rise, and it's happening. It's really happening. Sadly, the masculine old paradigm, the old boys network, which has been running the show for so long, thousands of years, and look at where the planet is, not in a good place. I had the good fortune to work with Al Gore, who I experienced as a really good man. And he said that what he found with the charities that he supported, give the money to the grandmothers. Give the money to the grandmothers, and the schools will be built, the books will be bought, the food will be delivered. And I think that made such an impression on me when he taught me that 15 years ago or so when I was working with him. And tonight we're going to hear from so many people, men and women, that I really have tremendous respect for. So I'm going to kind of share with us who we've got tonight. And as always, if it's Rise the Divine Feminine, it's a Christy Michaels show. Christy is who helped put this together. She has been absolutely tireless in her work of bringing together the divine feminine, specifically Mary Magdalene. And then also, we've got to have Eden Amadora co-hosting, because Eden is the embodiment of the divine feminine. She is one of the kindest human beings I've ever met. And she has also dedicated her life to really understanding and embodying the divine feminine and teaching. She's extraordinary. So we love having her as our co-host tonight. And also another amazing embodiment of the divine feminine is Antoinette. What she and her partner Pato are doing, we've done several shows about their work with the Spirit of Ubuntu, where they do concerts, take that money and go to Africa, where they've built schools, where they've done extraordinary work. Again, an amazing embodiment of the divine feminine. And an embodiment of the divine couple. Dan and Diana Kelly are with us. Dan Morse, Diana. And so we do have to have an embodiment of a divine couple, and they are definitely going to do that. And they also have really dedicated a tremendous amount of their work of understanding the Sophia Code, and we're going to learn a little bit more about that. I'm especially excited that one of my oldest friends on the planet is with us, and that is Oshala D. Marcus. Oshala first came to work for my theater company when she was, I believe, 18 or 19 years old. And we've enjoyed about 45 years together of different projects and endeavors. And Oshala is who we're honoring tonight. We're raising money for Oshala, who recently is had a stroke, and she's recovering from that. She is loved and adored, and so Shala, yep, you're on camera, Shala. And so we're really excited to have her. And then we've got several new friends that I'm looking forward to meeting. Nikki Black, friend of Antoinette's. Another friend, Ione, is with us, and Connie Viveros. So it's an amazing group. Now, I'm only allowed to show 9 boxes, so I'm going to replace them with Desiree and Diara, because you will be hearing from them, and I will. There's Diara, your dynamic duo. They will be leading our prayer time towards the end of the show. And finally, last but certainly not least, it's the Omega Man, our house musical artist, Omashar, who, as always, gets us off to an amazing start with a musical offering.
Indeed. And namaste and welcome, and so happy to be a part of this gathering tonight. I have my goddess friends behind me, and they are facing the sunrise, the eternal sunrise within everybody. And the 2 songs that I have for tonight, they're both written by Kathy Zavada, and she's a unity minister currently up in Ashland, and she is I would say, the embodiment of the Divine Mother. And so it's really important for me to bring her voice in and let people know who is the author of these songs. This first one is called Embrace It.
Embrace it, all that seems dark, embrace it. All that seems unlovable, embrace it and be whole again. Be whole again. Be whole again. Let nothing go by. Let nothing be denied. Let the child inside cry. Darkness is known by the light. Embrace it, all that seems dark, embrace it. All that seems unlovable, embrace it and be whole again. Be whole again. Be whole again. Oh,
Let's go to gallery view and give love to our beloved Omashar. Thank you so much. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our wonderful co-host. I have two co-hosts tonight, Christy and Eden. And here's Christy.
Hi, thank you so much, Scott. I'm going to light a candle of prayers and blessings so that we may start knowing that all is love, and we send love and prayers. For all that we do here tonight is to uplift the divine feminine and the divine masculine as one. Scott, I think you are going to give me a chance. This is a wonderful opportunity. I'm so excited to be launching my new children's coloring book series called The Color the Truth. And if you could bring up my website.
Yep, I got it right here.
I would love to talk to people about what I've been working on. I'm a grandmother of 4 children, 3 of which are under the age of 6. And when my granddaughter, by the way, you see on the 3 series here, this is going to be a series of myth-busting, deconstructing fairy tales, because we need to start telling our children the truth. And we're still not, as I'm learning from my 4 grandchildren. And I'm honoring tonight our African priestess, who is receiving the new fairy tale of the new earth about the spirit of Ubuntu, which I'm writing into the fairy tale because little girls need to learn about the honoring of the spirit of Ubuntu. So I'm very excited. And if you can scroll down a little bit, Scott, very quickly, you'll see you can read more about the coloring of the truth and how it came to be and what's important about it. Keep going. And you'll see right here, basically, it's the Princess Sophia and the priestess. So the princess lives in the castle and the priestess lives in the temple. So it's the contrast between building walls and having blockades and barriers and everything to a temple which is open and welcoming and honors the divine feminine and the goddess. And of course, the temples got destroyed. Keep going, scroll up a little more. And so we're taking the temple cat's vision to the modern world and introducing, you can scroll a little bit more, and you'll see I have 3 parts here. One is the full story tale, which is right now is as an ebook. And if you subscribe on my website, I will send you the ebook. And then the second middle one is the actual coloring book. And anyone who'd like to give me a review, especially if you're a grandmother or a mother of children, I will send you the PDF and I would love to get a review. I think Diara is writing me a review right now, so she might have a thing or two to say about that. And because she's read it over and she works with children. And then we're coming up with a series. The next one will be what is the Holy Sophia, because nobody knows her origin story. And she's so significant. So scroll up a little bit more. And you'll see as you keep going that the story in the fairy tale is about what it's like to be in the princess in the castle, sequestered in the tower, dominated and controlled by your father and brothers, versus the princess, the priestess in the temple, open, welcoming, honoring, and devoted to her divine goddess. So there you can see, you can subscribe and you will get the information when we launch. So thank you so much, Scott. So subscribe to the newsletter. I will send you the link. So
Everybody, please do go to the link I just put in the chat box.
Yeah, depending on what some people want to give me a review. Some people want to go ahead and contribute so we can raise the money for the barcode and things like this that are needed to formally publish. Other people will want to contribute and purchase one. So it depends on where you are at and how much and your passion to help. But we have to start telling our children the truth, because we've been lying to them. They said the true love is found in a prince. No, true love is in you. And when I took my coloring book to my grandchildren, which is this, and I asked them, I read them the story, and I came to the page on true love. Where is true love in you? And my granddaughter, 3-year-old, who loves to sit in my lap and color. I said, what page do you want to color first? And she said, True Love page, Grandma. True Love. So she's like, and she's got her grandmother's arms wrapped around her, and she's coloring this little heart that shows that true love is in you. And she's so serious about it. She's trying very hard at age 3 not to go outside the lines. It's so precious. So I really got it, how important this is to bring the spirit of Ubuntu, to bring the spirit of truth, and start telling our children the truth about where true love is. And then you share with a beloved when you find your beloved. And so rather than what's happening now, which the whole story is on the website. I don't want to take all that time because Scott's very generous in allowing us to have a full program tonight. So, but thank you, Scott.
Absolutely.
So, what I wanted to do to open this is to share a statement too. I would like to make this a declarative statement to the global peace tribe and the world beyond. Together, tonight, we acknowledge this and celebrate the birth and the rise of the feminine face of God. She of over 1,000 names, named in every culture, one of whom is named Christos Sophia Mary Magdalene. We celebrate and acknowledge her on January 31st, the eve of St. Bridget's feast day. St. Bridget is the patron saint of midwives. And consider the tradition on the 31st, according to St. Bridget, is to place a ribbon outside your door on your door handle. And when the saint comes by during the night, she will bless your home. It is believed she will give you healing powers for the year. So tonight is a festival of music, of song, of prayer, and celebration by people who are so dedicated to raising the divine feminine in their heart. And then, bless you, Zachary, may you be at peace. At Christmas, we celebrate the birth of the Christ as a symbol of the divine Christ consciousness and return of the light. Jesus was claimed to be born on December 25th, right? But is this his actual birthday? Or is it a day selected to influence pagans to celebrate Christ during their time of solstice celebrations? Perhaps there is another error in not celebrating the birth of the feminine face of God, the feminine Christos light, or the Holy Sophia embodied as the Magdalene. Think about it, though. How fitting is it if the feminine Christos face of God is born and celebrated in January at the beginning of the year, ladies first, right? And in December, we have the Christos masculine birth, bookending the year of the divine. The greater truth, of course, is that we are one in spirit. God called the good among us, according to the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. At the level of the all, God is love, and love is in all, a genderless state, but we live in a 3D world. The one is both male and female. And because of, for centuries, we've had a patriarchy of priests and ministers who did not want to promote this greater truth of feminine authority, many of whom still do not acknowledge feminine authority, women as priestesses on equal footing, as the unseparated part of the one. Get that? The unseparated part of the one. To those who believe in unity consciousness, part of the unity consciousness is male and part is female as one. So I see in this auspicious time a renewed rise of the patriarchy in positions of wealth and power. So it is on us to claim the rise of the divine feminine. So let the celebrations begin. And that's why I'm so glad you are all with us. I am so honored that Eden Amador, one of the high priestesses, is joining with us as co-host for she is so dedicated in her heart to this incredible rising of the divine feminine. So thank you, Scott, for asking us and letting us be a part of this.
Absolutely. I'm going to go to gallery view, and let's all send lots of love and appreciation to Christy, who put this show together and does so much. All right, thank you. Well, it's my pleasure for the next part of the show to introduce the amazing Antoinette Rootstadt. Antoinette Rootstadt. And Antoinette has been really a big part of this show, going all the way back to the very beginning of Saturday Night Alive for the Global Peace Tribe. And Antoinette, the work that you and your partner Pato are doing, it's extraordinary. I don't know anybody who's making a bigger difference in lives, building schools, giving young people in Africa an opportunity to really feel special and know that their lives matter. So, and you are always doing so many amazing things, stand up for justice. And now I see still another movement, the Divine Mother's Love, unifying humanity. And this is the first I've seen that logo. So please tell us, what are you up to now?
You see, it's like, if you check out the website now, you see I've updated it because way back when I first came on your show, Stand Up for Justice, it was basically us protesting against the police after the murder of George Floyd. So our focus was there on dealing with the police, the accountability, the lives that were being killed and murdered, and then, just changing up the system. And then, since then, we've actually been able to develop a relationship with the police. Yeah, you scroll down, look at that. There's Pato there, smiling with all the popo, and the mayor,
Right
and the city
behind him.
council. Is like would never see that at a protest. We're the only city not on fire in California. We stopped the fires. That was
Yeah.
amazing. And this is where I'm sitting down with them, and we introduced the blue envelope and the additional registry for special needs families. That was a big, big, big win because when I went to Portland, it was actually a woman police officer who created that program of the additional registry because her son was autistic and she was afraid that the police would kill her own child. So that was an easy way. I was like, all right, look, you guys, the police invented this program. Now you guys can take on this program and you guys can actually implement it within our own city. And this lieutenant here, Lieutenant Kent, he actually brought his nephew. So if you watch the video, the Stand Up for Justice video song that we have, you'll see a lot of children there. A lot of kids were there, and so that's why we needed the police protection because people were threatening us. They threatened us with the all life splatter. They threatened us with, they wanted to open carry. But the police came there. They protected us. They allowed us to have our freedom of speech. They allowed us to be able to say that what we wanted to say. And we created a beautiful relationship with them and just started to have like dialogue and different community. Now, I can't say that I'm still friends with everybody in my city yet because we still got some issues. We started doing Juneteenth, after that. And then if you scroll down, you'll see like the Divine Mother's Love. If you go
Okay.
back, yeah, it's actually there on the page. So there's the Ubuntu, the whole documentary, start doing that. Scroll down, Divine Mother's Love. There's me, Eshna, and Joni as we said we were in the eighth fire because you always have the eighth fire. That's where we were sitting in that teepee for 5 hours where every voice was heard and we were all signing that covenant to protect Mother Earth, and they decided they wanted to turn leadership into the hands of the women. That was a powerful move. Trust me, when witnessing that with all these tribes and everything, if you scroll down, yeah, keep going down, there's our wellness. And then if you scroll down, you can see there's the work from the Africa and the other indigenous women, because these women are just rising up, I'm telling you. It's amazing. There's our kids in the refugee camp. And then you scroll down, our memories, festivals, gardens, all the things that we started doing, the healing sessions. You'll see us at Denture Wellness. We will be at the Conscious Life Expo. So we're making our grand entrance of the Conscious Life Expo where we're introducing Divine Mother's Love and Denture Wellness. And I'm also planning another group hike, out to the land on Denture because, they just started to like work on the road so that way we can go out there and start hosting our gatherings out there on Denture. On Denture
Yeah.
land. Yeah.
Incredible. Incredible. So everybody, it's standupforjustice.us. Standupforjustice.us is where you want to go. And by the way, she mentioned the eighth fire, so I put on my trusty background. This is the amazing. And what's interesting is our beloved brother, Chief Phil Lane, had been talking about this, for quite some time before it actually happened. And if you take a look at, I'm going to get out of the way for a moment. Do you see the phoenix rising from the ashes? Or some people see an angel rising from the ashes. So I think it's just such an amazing photograph. Anyway, since you mentioned it, I just had to show it.
There was a lot going on in that TP. I'm telling you. I've been so busy, but I have like so many powerful, powerful, powerful images. And the women are so powerful. And that was the reason why we started to work together with the women from Cone de Poa, leading 69 indigenous tribes. When the women get together, like stuff happens. So we decided to create our own prophecies and make those happen. All right. So I'll get into that later. When I bring on my other guests to tell you like what we prophesized and what we actually accomplished and what we did. But for now, because of time, I'm going to go ahead and show our Mother Spirit video. Now, this video is called I Am Mother Spirit. And the text was put together by my husband, Pato, because he said, you got to make the Mother Spirit your jam. And so I finally am. I'm making her my jam. This is going to be the jam. And everything about the Divine Mother is like we are going Mother Spirit Project full steam ahead. So all the text is from the Urantia book, and it talks about our local universe Mother Spirit, So I hope you guys enjoy. Let me go. I am your local universe Mother Spirit. I am the feminine divine, the universe spirit, the Shekinah, Shakti, the creative Mother Spirit, the divine minister, and the Holy Spirit. I am the giver of the breath of life. I am omnipresent in this universe, and you actually live in me. I am a creative daughter of the infinite Mother Spirit. I am equal co-creator with your local universe creator Sun, and we have created you in our image. I am the spirit of Mother Earth and Mother Nature. I am the mystery of life, the vital energy spark, the essential factor of life plasm, to the required revolutions of matter in accordance with the physical, chemical, and electrical specifications of your world. I am the cause of purposeful organic evolution and reproduction. I am the source of all life on your planet, vegetable, animal, and human. I am the inherent endowment of mammalian mother love, maternal instincts, and the bestower of mind, animal and human. I am personally maternal to all my children. I love you individually. I know you personally, and I understand you
the provider of the spirit of intuition, the spirit of understanding, the spirit of courage, the spirit of knowledge, the spirit of counsel, the spirit of worship, and the spirit of wisdom. I am the Holy Spirit, and I extend to you my fostering care and spiritual ministry as I work in harmony with the Spirit of truth and your indwelling spirit to lead you ultimately to the loving embrace of our Heavenly Father.
Thank you.
Wow. So amazing comments are, of course, coming in. And I'll read just a few. Carol Craig writes, I totally love this, from the beat to the lyrics to the visuals in the video. Absolutely fabulous, Antoinette.
Thank you.
And Patrick Arena writes, beautiful, dear Antoinette. Christy Michaels writes, beautiful truth. Susan Sabbath writes, what a divine masterpiece. Thank you. Joyce Harris writes, so uplifting. Ayada writes, Antoinette, that was exquisite. Karina LaPuma writes, Antoinette, so fabulous. Thank you. Just wonderful. Bravo. Jerry Anderson, the wild monk of the Mystic Monastery, writes, profound visuals and lyrics. Lorianne Speed is in the audience, and she writes, well done, impactful, beautiful. Reverend Jeffrey writes, very cool. Connie writes, incredible on many levels. Grace Denise writes, wonderful. And Carol Craig wants the link for the video. And there's so
Got it.
many.
I'm gonna be making more too, you know. I was like, once I decided to make Mother Spirit my jam, I'm like, wait a minute, we need more than one video. We need
Oh.
1,000 videos.
I tell you, between you and Pato, you two are just like the video makers. Antoinette's going to be back later on the show. She's got wonderful friends to introduce us to. So grab a cup of tea, Antoinette, and we'll see you in a few minutes. And I'm turning it back over to Christy.
Oh, I love that Mother Spirit song. It just so opens my heart with such profound truth. And now we have another person that I'm going to invite to join us. Some of you have not met Connie Viveros before. She is a spiritual teacher, a channel, and a mentor devoted to the path of the Christ Sophia consciousness and embodied divine love. With over 15 years of experience, she guides intuitive and sunset souls to remember their innate connection to spirit and to live from a place of clarity, sovereignty, and trust. As the founder of the Divine Life Connections, Connie teaches channeling, psychic development, and sacred listening as practices of remembrance rather than striving. Her work bridges mystical insight with grounded presence, helping others anchor divine guidance into everyday life with grace, discernment, and love. That's what her bio reads, but I have to tell you from my heart, Connie is a woman who walks her talk. And Antoinette, you and Connie need to get together and meet. Connie hasn't shared this. Maybe she'll share a little bit in her talk.
I will.
But she has worked with Gerald Ford's wife, and she mentored her, and she was personally responsible with helping to raise money for 1,000 girls' schools, and she went and visited them in Kenya. So, and one of her girls, who is a stellar star, got into Michelle Obama's leadership development program that was featured on Good Morning America. So Connie got to go and meet Michelle and have her gal there with her as she was being honored as the #1 pick out of 20,000 applicants. 200 girls were selected, and Connie's gal was #1. So thank you, Connie. I'm going to let you open everybody's hearts with your
Thank you.
heart-wrenching, dedicated, truth-telling mama bear energy.
Very much so. And it's really just an honor to be here in this conversation. I want to just say thank you from my heart, from my soul, from all the women that I have interacted with across the globe. And we are one indeed. So everything being spoken here just resonates so deeply with my own soul. I just want to say plainly and clearly that this isn't a symbolic conversation we're having. It's a very real one, a real everyday walking our talk. The return of the divine feminine mother isn't just spiritual nostalgia. And I have come to find in my own life, in working and standing in that energy as a witness to what happens when the mother is removed, when she's absent. It's, the mother is the center of creation. And when mother is removed from that center of creation, we're seeing what happens. It begins to falter and girls are abused. And we have this patriarchal energy that consumes and oppresses. So what we're witnessing in the world right now, politically, spiritually, culturally, isn't just chaos. I'm seeing it as exposure. And exposure always precedes birth. The return of the divine feminine is no longer a metaphor that we're living into. It's a trend. It's happening. It's literally happening through us. And this collective remembering, I feel in my own self, is a reckoning. We can no longer bury our heads and deny it. It's happening because the old systems, structures simply can't sustain this anymore. Across cultures, as Christy mentioned, institutions, something very, very ancient is resurfacing. A truth that has existed long before our written histories. What we know and what these girls, Christy's books are bringing evidence to, our little girls are being taught. There was a time when life was organized around care, self-care and balance and reverence for the body and relationship, not domination. And the body that carried that energy was feminine. It is feminine. So a little bit about me. I have been consciously working with the divine feminine, the Christ Sophia consciousness since 2012, right after the 11/11 awakening cycle. Before that, I was a devout student of the Course in Miracles. But this work didn't just start as theory for me. It began in advocacy and education for young girls in Africa, where I've had the privilege of being part of an enormous peaceful revolution, supporting girls in learning to advocate for themselves, interrupting these inherited systems of oppression, fighting for access to education, standing up against early childhood marriage, and sexual violence being perpetrated against them. So for over a decade, I've been guiding women in remembering a form of spiritual authority that doesn't come from hierarchy, but it comes from embodiment, the exact things that we're talking about here tonight. And what we're witnessing right now didn't just start yesterday. It's been going on for centuries. And when we talk about the divine mother, the divine feminine consciousness, we're not just talking about Mary, Isis, Sophia, Shekinah. We're talking about a living, breathing cosmic intelligence, one that births life, sustains it, holds it, and then restores it. And there was a time long before history when women were not property, when the body was not shameful, when leadership was relational, cyclical, life-centered. And that world did not disappear by accident. It was dismantled deliberately. The feminine was first made passive, and then sinful, then dangerous, and eventually erased. And she's coming back, not as an idea, but I believe, and what my work has been the last 12, 15 years, but as a force. I was introduced to her by Yeshua in a deep guided meditation where he said, you will work with my beloved. He called her his beloved, and that was the Magdalene. And because mother represents this direct relationship, this direct knowing, direct communion with God I am, Christ Sophia herself, and a system that is built on domination cannot coexist with a power that teaches us about inner authority. And that's why this fear is showing up when the mother energy is returning with such force and such strength. We can see it. I was recently warned and shown this, came across the Pope's recent edict against devotion to the mother. I don't know if you've all seen it or not, but he made a declaration insisting that salvation can only come through the Father. That wasn't just neutrality, that was fear of women gathering without permission, fear of the direct communion with God, which can only be accessed through the church, fear of a spirituality that can no longer be controlled. And I know, as we're all seeing right now, fear is always the loudest right before it loses power. So that reaction alone tells us something really important, that the mother is returning. The mother is here to stay. And the mother rises, truth speaks. And I was asked by Christy to speak into just this piece of what's happening right now, especially in light of what's unfolding around these Epstein files. I recently read Nobody's Girl by Virginia Giuffre. It was an important book for me to read when I saw it being promoted, and I was compelled to read it, not to read the horrifying circumstances of what she lived through or to sensationalize her pain, but to bear witness to this young girl's courage. And what I was struck by was her refusal to disappear. She fought this for 20 plus years, 2 decades, under constant threat of life of both herself and her family. And she did not gain power by overpowering anyone. She simply gained her power by staying visible, staying persistent. And if the divine feminine is truly being honored, if the body is truly sacred, if women's voices are believed, systems like trafficking could never thrive or even exist. And what we're witnessing right now is social justice. It's the mother standing behind and for her daughters. And once that happens, history won't go back to sleep. Look at what we're holding simultaneously right now. Simultaneously in Afghan, women are now legally being classified by social tier of punishment and brutality, a tightening of control. And at the very same time, we have the Church of England has just appointed the first female archbishop in 1400 years, 14 centuries of no female leadership. These are not fault lines. These are timeline shifts. One world is doubling down on domination and humiliation. The other is remembering how to live. This is what I believe the return of the divine feminine, the transition really looks like. And we're being supported astrologically and spiritually. We are entering this rare territory of Neptune moving into Aries, which is, no longer passive spirituality. For the next 14 years, our visions alone won't be enough. Prayer without movement, prayer without activity and action, much like what Antoinette is doing, much like what Christy's doing with her book, much like we're all doing here. The feminine is no longer asking. She's not asking for permission. We're not asking to be admired. We're asking to be lived and embodied. And that's really what my work is all about, the divine feminine, returning to us through the living of it, through ritual, through presence, through ceremony, sacred ceremony. In what I've been working with Christy for the last 8 years, creates a field of embodied love, that space where we're able to remember who we are without being told. And this is how we embody and the feminine rises. And I just wanted to give a plug for the ceremony that's coming up both this month and in April. And just understand that ceremony is often targeted and trivialized because it bypasses hierarchy. But we're being asked to stop outsourcing our authority, returning ourselves to ritual, teaching our daughters and our sisters and our friends through the women's circles and our sons that real power comes from coherence, not dominance. And we can create these safe spaces where our bodies and our daughters and our sisters are safe. And intuition isn't dismissed. This is how the mother returns. So we're not fighting patriarchy. I believe we're outgrowing it. And with every woman that stands in her body with clarity, every survivor who speaks, every ceremony that restores that dignity, widens that doorway. It opens up the opportunity for more of this to exist. And we will end the era of patriarchy and domination. And again, I just want to say thank you for letting me speak my passion. This is something I live, I breathe it, and I just honor the fact that we're having these conversations and putting them into the narrative. It's important, and I stand for every woman who has ever felt diminished or depressed or oppressed, and we love you.
Oh, Connie, there's a lot of comments. I'm going to read a few of the comments coming in, and then we're going to take a look at your website. Tiara writes, real power is a gentle strength. Susan writes, yes, Aries, cardinal fire, action. Joyce writes, thank you, Connie. This is a call to action and courage. So thank you very much. And I'm really appreciating you, Connie. It's my first time really hearing you speak. And wow, thank you. Her website is divine-life-connection.com. And she's got quite a few very important programs coming up. Learning how to become the channel, a Zoom program, Soul Magic Community Circle.
That's once a month, right? Mm-hmm.
Cosmic Q&A. That's a quarterly program, a Q&A, also on Zoom. Mastering Messages from Spirit and Powering Up Your Chakras. So a lot of really wonderful things. And again, that's at divine-life-connection.com. And Connie, I'd love to have you come back on the show again where we can spend a little more time with you.
Oh, thank you. I'd love to have Monica come, who is my, as Christy was alluding to, my steward in Uganda. So she's helping.
Let's do that. And
educate
you know,
women.
I'll private message you because as some of our people know, I started a synergy group through the Evolutionary Leaders Circle called Next Generation Leaders for an Awakening World. And it's all young people in their 20s and 30s. Yeah. And it's global. We've got people from Europe, from Africa. So I'd love to invite your young charge to be part of that.
Yeah, she would love it. Thank you very much.
I'll private message you about that.
Perfect. Thank you again for the opportunity to be here.
Absolutely. And here to introduce our next two guests is Christy.
Thank you so much, Connie. So powerful. Your mama bear energy is just like fires me up because such great truth that you speak. And you're grounded and willing to read, you know, the story about the sex survivor. That is not an easy read.
Yeah.
To bear witness to what she said, but she wrote it to wake us up,
right,
and help us. So I was so impressed, and I'm just so grateful to your courage and your work with Africa. And I'm glad you and Scott are getting fired up, and Antoinette will also, I'm sure, get connected with you, because this is what changes the world, this action.
Right.
And you walk the talk. You don't
and supporting one another. So support Virginia and her family, you know, what they've been through. I didn't read it for the other side, for the horror. I read it for her, the courage to write that, those words, and to tell her truth. We all need to tell our truth. So thank you. Thank you, Christy. I love you.
I love you too. And while you keep Connie on, Scott, bring up Dan and Diana.
Okay.
And then I'll introduce the two of them. But we've become a little team because our conversation has been, in the insanity that is going on, what is it that we can do? And so it's a really deep conversation because there is the sacred and honoring the sacred and knowing that all is well at the level of the all, the divine mind, all is love. And everybody is that love, including all the players that are not awake yet. But in the meantime, what do we do? What is ours to do? What is our sacred action? And so, Scott, I'll introduce Dan and Diana right now. Diana Kelly is a priestess. She's actually a high priestess, a ceremonialist, a wisdom keeper devoted to the awakening of the divine feminine, rooted in over 3 decades of spiritual practice, a braided path of Eastern wisdom and Christian mysticism. She guides women through the life's sacred thresholds with ritual, intuition, and embodied presence. And she just recently became a death doula too. So she takes from a birth doula for many years to a death doula. So very honored work that you do. And Diana trusts the transformative power of women gathering, witnessing one another, and standing rooted in the sacred authority. She offers women's circles, rites of passage, energy healings, and her signature prayerums, which is prayers and poems that evoke, and she will give us a taste of that. It invokes the remembrance and healing of ancestral wisdom. She is joined with her partner, a scholar and author and musician, Dan Morris, who is a licensed marriage and family therapist with over 20 years of practicing depth-oriented psycho-spiritual therapy in Northern California. He has been researching Gnosticism and the esoteric traditions for nearly 3 decades and has presented lectures on the mysteries of the Sophia. My hat's off to you. It's a daunting task, but he's done it. 10 years of deep research in a variety of spiritual, religious, and psychological forms. He is the author of The Divine Spark Within, Excavating the Mysteries of the Sophia and the Deep Christ. And Scott will bring up your website later. But together they are joined by their mutual devotion to the sovereignty of the divine feminine. And Diana and Dan's work together deeply honors the Holy Sophia and weaves the masculine and feminine principles of the living Christos Sophia in their life through ritual, music, and shared facility. Together they support the healing between the masculine and the feminine, restoring the balance and remembrance of the unified sacred partnership. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, Christy.
Whew.
Woo! Who are they?
Right.
Oh, I think it's safe to say that all of us here have been supporting the divine feminine in all of her forms for years. All the different goddesses. We each have our own particular flavor. And I feel that I'm being asked to bring her right into the present, into what we are seeing on our streets, what we are experiencing. In 2014, Sophia came to me. I was living in San Francisco, and she said, "People will need the mother in ways that you cannot yet understand." And we were not in a great place in 2014, but here we are basically 12 years later, and I can see now why she said it that way. I think for a long time I thought that it just meant that we need her. But she needs us. She needs our boots on the ground, embodied, to show up as her. Show up as her eyes, her ears, her voice. Show up to say, my grandson and little Liam that hopefully is just being released is my grandson also. Unfortunately, some of our paths, mine included for a while, led me to a path of a much more masculine way of being in the world and transcending everything. But the divine feminine is rooted in the earth with feet on the ground. And we're not to bypass that. Now, there's great wisdom in us not being caught in the barrage that we get daily of the horrific things that are happening. But at the same time, we don't look away. We cannot look away. That is not what she is asking of us. And I've sat in too many circles where that is still being perpetuated. Isn't it a divine, a wonderful plan, if you want to say, of the darkness, to have the feminine believe that she's not to be embodied, that she's not to stand up, that it's not spiritual? Originally, I was given a message by Sophia in 2007 when I was living in Mount Shasta. That was the first time I heard from her. And she said, "I'm giving you my keys." And I didn't know what that meant at the time. But the divine feminine does not ask for permission. She arrives when the world is failing and takes the keys back. We are being asked to take the keys back. And hold our power in a feminine way. It doesn't have to look like the masculine, but it's power nonetheless. I honor my path with Sophia and all of our paths with the divine feminine. And I feel we're being initiated to really, truly embody her.
I know that when Diana speaks, there are times when the mother is moving through her. And it felt like she was here today. It's such an honor to be here and to hear the voices of all of you. And it's just so beautiful. And the work that Scott, you're doing is an amazing gift and a container that's incubating the new world as it's trying to come forward. I want to just briefly talk about, so as a man, what do I do? What do we men do? What is the significance of the masculine in all of this? And, of course, the feminine is within all of us. And there's the feminine archetype as there is the masculine archetype. But, in bodies in this world, I happen to be a white man, and that gives me, a certain, privilege in the culture. And what do I do with that? And I think, you said, Diana, that, this is an initiation from the mother. Yeah. And I would say that, this as a man, I feel like that initiation is happening. The masculine is going through what Francis Weller is calling, bless his heart, sacred masculine. a rough initiation. We're going through a rough initiation right now. And for men, there is a eroding of the ego. We are on our knees. We have to be on our knees. I have a good friend who is working with the slogan, "White man listening." I want to be witness to the suffering that the patriarchy has inflicted on humanity for eons. And hearing the voice of the women here, is speaking to the power of, the return of the feminine. Christianity, and way before that, 2,000 years ago, the goddess kind of got pushed out from the divine pantheon, and it became God the Father. And the whole legacy of the patriarchal God has been, well, it's been a phase of human development, and here we are. We're really at the end of what is possible here with that model, and so so as a man, I'm working with just like creating a post-patriarchal masculine holding environment for the reintegration of the divine feminine. We are looking to de-escalate conflict through emotional attunement and relational bridge building. We want to be well-versed in the art of conscious sacred relationship. We are enliveners and protectors of the feminine and the child principles. We are being a service of humanity by tempering our egos. These are just a few of the things that I'm working with, and I'm working with other men in the men's community here in Northern California. Where are the men? What's happening with the men? This is a question that comes up. We retreat into our men's groups or we do our inner work. But really, we're at a point where we are being called to come out of our men's circles, to show up on the streets, boots on the ground, Neptune and Aries. It's spiritual activism time. And, it's this question of like, okay, so why aren't things moving faster? Why isn't change happening more? And if we look around, in a sense, there's almost like things are getting worse. I mean, it's kind of crazy, even though there's such beauty that's happening here. And so, just to turn to Sophia, Christy, bless your heart and bless your children's book, and bringing the story of Sophia to the children is so wonderful. And what is the Sophia? And I think her relevance right now is that Sophia as the higher Sophia. This is from the Gnostic tradition. It's an early Christian cosmology that is very, very profound and got suppressed. And Sophia has a high Holy Spirit. This is who we speak to. This is the one that Antoinette is depicting so beautifully in her video. And then there's the daughter, the lower Sophia, who comes into this world and has fallen and becomes trapped by the tyranny of the archons. Archon is a Greek word meaning leader. It was very generic back in 2,000 years ago. But St. Paul called them the princes and their principalities. And they have certain qualities. And these qualities are very much like what we're seeing in the world stage right now, especially in America. Narcissism, Machiavellianism, psychopathy, and sadism. These are four dark quadrads of the way the dark masculine is showing up in order to continue to try to keep us down, keep this movement of humanity. There's this movement of awakening that is so beautiful and such. So in the story of the Pistis Sophia, Pistis Sophia is crying out to her beloved to say, rescue me from the tyranny of the archons. And the more she cried out, the more she sang, the harsher the kickback came. And I think that's what's kind of happening right now. But I wanted to share just one little story from those texts, these early Christian Gnostic texts. It's called The Hypostasis of the Rulers, all about these archons. And there's a story of Norea. And Norea was a daughter of Adam and Eve, lesser known, sister to Seth. And the archon told her, you must render service to me just like we had your mother, Eve, do. And Norea turned, and in a loud voice, she cried out to the holy, the God of the eternity, the great source, rescue me from the rulers of injustice and save me from their clutches immediately. And there was a being of light that comes from the highest levels, Aletheia, who says, I have been sent to speak with you, Norea, and save you from the grasp of the lawless. And I shall teach you about your root, where the virgin spirit dwells, who is superior to the authorities of chaos and all their universe. She's saying, in you is the spark, is the root that is outside of the control of the archons. And this seems to be what is being called on us right now, is that we want to call out the atrocities that are happening in the Epstein files and the dark craziness that is sort of like really showing its face right now. Thank you, Connie, for bringing that in. And then, but we're being called to connect to higher source because, in a sense, the darkness is so vast. So setting boundaries, that's a masculine process. Whoever, Scott, whoever was in the controls behind the scenes, protecting us from the intrusion of a invasive masculine. Thank you. Yes. And so we want to do a little praying. And so if we have time. So thank you all. So this is Diana and the words that move through her.
You can feel free to close your eyes if you would like and just go into a contemplative state. This is a prayer poem, or a prayum as I call them, of witnessing and fierce mothering. O beloved mother and source of all life, make us the mothers of every child. Hear the cries we are afraid to hear, and see the suffering we want to turn away from. Hold the families torn by fear, the small bodies of babies carrying unfathomable trauma. Hear the hearts of parents breaking. Do not let us grow comfortable with the cruelty or allow our numbness to masquerade as transcendence. Do not let spiritual ideals replace compassion, or let conspiracies erode our hearts and minds. Wake us from our deep sleep of complacency. Break open the places in us that would rather be comfortable than courageous. May we be heartsick over injustice. May our patriotism be measured by how we protect the vulnerable, the voiceless, the small. Let our values be living, breathing, and embodied in advocacy, in tenderness, and in resistance to harm. Let pro-life mean all life. Let liberty mean everybody. Let love be a word of action. Oh, Mother, hold up the mirror to see inside our hearts. Let us become aware of who and what we are becoming. Let history remember not our silence, but our choosing, our courage, not our fear, but our fierce compassion. May we choose to be full-fledged flesh and bone humans, embodied with divinity in a time that is testing and degrading our very humanity. May we choose to stand. May we choose love when love demands everything of us. Amen. So be it, and let it begin with each one of us.
Blessings. Thank you.
Please pop that into the chat box for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to show all of our YouTube and Facebook friends how to find the wonderful work they're doing. We go to two websites. First one is enlightofsophia.com. It's a hub of spiritual activism. I've always loved that phrase coined by our good friend Andrew Harvey. And this is where you can learn a lot about the wonderful work that they're doing. And is there anything in particular on this website you want to make sure that I point out to people?
I think just the website is there. It's a bit of a portal to our work, some of our podcasts. It's a good way to connect with Diana. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And the other website is the Sophia Project. The actual URL is sophiaproject.net. Mm-hmm. And this is where you can learn more specifically about the Sophia Project. And anything you want to point out about this site?
Yeah, it's been up for a while, and it's got lots of little articles and links to the book. We did an interview with Anne Baring. That's up there. You can see that, and it's just a bit of a hub for all the work that we've been doing. So.
Yeah, I really learned so much from both of you about Sophia, so I'm grateful for you've been educating us in that area. So thank you both so much. And I really, as a man, as another white man, I really appreciate how you expressed it. And yes, we do need to show up. And I liked in what you read just now, Diana, it is so important for us to stay in compassion.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So thank you both.
Thank you, Scott.
Look forward to seeing you again soon. And of course, you and everybody else will be on the panel We are going to have a panel conversation. We're going to take Q&A with our audience. So everybody that we're seeing, Connie, Dan, Diana, Antoinette, will all be back in a little while.
Okay.
Well, it's my pleasure to introduce someone who's become really one of my favorite people on the planet. I'm honored to call her a constant colleague. I'm also really blessed that she's my friend. And it's Eden Amadora. And there's kind of two levels of sharing about Eden. There's on a professional level, she's an archetypal channel, a mystic, a muse, an ordained priestess, and she's been focalizing on the divine feminine 13 Moon Mystery School, where she studied and now teaches. And she truly serves the great awakening on this earth by holding a clear, compassionate mirror for all. And I want to say, because I'm blessed to be her friend, and share with her about what's going on in her world. It's amazing to watch how even when life throws really hard stuff at her, she stays in her heart. She self-reflects. How can I have compassion for this person? How can I stay in kindness? And that is walking the talk of the divine feminine. I have so much respect for you, Eden. And I'm always delighted when we get to collaborate. And I know that you've got some really wonderful wisdom to share, as well as musical offerings. So take it away, my friend.
Thank you so much, Scott. Such an honor to be here again. What a beautiful, rich, and intense evening we've had together already. I want to acknowledge that in the mystery school work, we have an expression that we love our shadow as we love our light, not to amplify it, to transmute it with the light of our unconditional awareness. And I'm aware that when this energy that felt like a dissonant attack into the innocence, into the loving field we were co-creating came, that my nervous system contracted. That is probably true for every single one of us here. So just in naming that, let us put a hand of light on our precious hearts, on our innocent hearts, and put another hand on our lower bellies, into that place where we could hold our breath and we could kind of rise up and out of our rooted, safe, grounded, conscious presence together. And I want to invite us just to take a moment to ground by breathing a little bit more into our back body and leaning in as if the Divine Mother is right behind us and we're sitting on her lap, feeling the frequency of this soft, velvety red rose behind me, and imagining you are leaning back into these petals with me. O Holy Mother, O Blessed Mother, O great source that I have come from, that which is inside of me, and that which I shall return to. Make me like you. Make me a ray of light emanating forth from your center point, aligned with your great purpose of empowering love, presence, compassion. O Divine Mother, welcome me home into your love, into your light, into your forgiveness, that I may be like a light unto this world that walks open-hearted. Breathing with me into the center of your sacred heart. If you want to close your eyes for a moment and just bow your head towards that place that can never be corrupted by this world. Deep inside the heart chakra, deeper still, there is a flame lit. This is a place we entered into form in our mother's womb, and the place we leave this form upon our death one day. But here in the center, the spark, that which cannot be measured with science, with our senses, this mystery of soul light. Breathing in deeper to that spark, as if we can spark a light, an inextinguishable light together. It is greater than the sum of its parts. Feeling the light of Sophia Christos, the light of this great Heavenly Father and the Divine Mother in union, in alchemical intermarriage in our hearts. feeling the light that we carry, that we have never been separate from. We are like the divine child in our remembrance of our innocent hearts. Another deep, deep breath as we feel this light amplify and lift our crown, and let the heart lead by lifting the heart forward and letting both hands of light now open onto our laps in receptivity. Oh, Mother, make me a channel of your peace, of your purpose. I surrender, I receive. I do not need to know with my mind. I listen to the soft and quiet voice of my heart. I listen to the depth of my womb wisdom, and even in male bodies, this mother principle lives, and this womb space is also within you in your hara. Oh, my brothers, my sacred masculine brothers, I bow to you so deeply in so much gratitude, and I choose to see you. I see you, and in my seeing, I amplify you in your presence. I see our beloved Scott, who embodies the mother principle in the depth of his compassion, in his gentleness, in his receptivity. He embodies the principle of unconditional love. Maximum grace emanates from his heart, and so do so many brothers in this field. Let us take a deep breath together, and holding our hands of light and opening our hearts, sending love and compassion even to those beings who were here earlier, or that being. May you be happy. May you be free. May you know yourself as beloved. By whatever name you came into this world, may you know yourself as beloved. Feel the places in you that may still resist that level of unconditional love, even to the ones on the screens that make it very hard to agree with their choices. Let us send even them unconditional love. In this moment, we are that powerful. Love is the great transmuter. Only love is real. Breathing with me, sending love, choosing a being or beings that you have hardened your heart to, that you've closed your heart to. And with your out breath, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free from suffering. May you awaken and recognize yourself as divine, as whole and holy and beloved. Love knows no opposite. Oh, beloved Mother, thank you for this day. Thank you for this chance to come together in this way, to open our hearts, to remember, to soften the shields of our heart, to unfurl the fear in our root, to ground deeper in love, like pillars of light on this planet. We were born at this very time for this reason, beloveds, to remember where we come from and who we truly are. And I bow to you for your courageous, noble hearts, for the work you're doing in the world. So many of you spoke for me. Those who've spoken already, I am another you. Thank you. We are many now. We are her hands, her heart, her eyes, her voices. Only love is real. I'm going to play a song for us to move this energy, and if you want to move your body with me and open to the frequency of the music, don't be shy to stand up even.
She asks us to remember to step beyond the veil. She asks us
She hands us our hearts back, new stories to tell. She rises, she rises, she rises, she rises, she rises in you, she rises in me. She rises like the sun, and she rises like the sea. A phoenix from the ashes, she rises from the flames, breaks us from our bondage and frees us from our shame. She rises, 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 untethered and free, untethered and free, untethered and free. We rise as her wings, untethered and free, untethered and free, untethered and free. We rise as her wings, we rise as her wings. She rises, 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 she rises up in me. She rises up, she rises up, she rises in our truth. She rises, she rises.
Oh, wow. Big gallery view. Let's send a lot of love and hearts and twinkles. It was hard because all of you were dancing, and I wanted to show it. Everybody was dancing, and Eden is an amazing. Anyway, thank you, Eden. That was just perfect, as always. Absolutely perfect. And while we're still in the flow of the excitement of Eden's offering, there's something wonderful we can do. She has been recording an album, and it's been really fun because she's been playing her songs one at a time on Awakening World shows. Now, what we want to do is her song that she's just released on Spotify is called Beloved. It's beautiful, of course, as all of her songs are. Really important for everybody to go there and play it and share it with others, because the more play that it gets, that kind of raises her up the ranks, because we want to get this out to the world.
There's
So,
something really cool that happens if I receive 1,000 streams in the first 30 days. It clicks it into discovery mode, and Spotify starts to share it with others that may not have found it before. So you can help spread the love, spread the music by simply streaming it. And I know that together we can push it over 1,000 streams in this first month. It's been about 2 weeks now, and it's working its way up towards 1,000. I think we're halfway there. So give it a little boost, and let's spread the beauty of the divine feminine. This particular song, if I can share, Scott, it was
yeah.
inspired when I started to feel into what makes us so precious and unique and irreplaceable in this age of AI, in this time where machines are replacing jobs, where people are falling in love with their chatbots. And I really meditated and contemplated on that soul light that is irreplaceable. What makes us human? That anthropos, that spark, the human soul. And in the Gnostic myth of Sophia, it emerges from unity, from the pleroma, and Sophia's love for humanity. She follows it into form and matter. And we are that spark of anthropos. And the song Beloved is celebrating that spark that the machine cannot replicate. And some people hear this song and they hear an incredible love song, a romantic love song. And one of my priestess sisters, who's a death doula, her selfless service at a hospice, sang this song over and over to a man who was chained, handcuffed to the bed because he had been a life sentence prisoner that was allowed to go die in a hospice center. But even as he could barely move, there was a guard standing over him. And she, as a priestess, loved him in his last hour, singing this song to him and ushering him across the portal in his innocence, in his divinity. And that's how powerful love is. So whatever this song speaks to you, just listen and feel. It may speak to something very deep in you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for receiving.
That is such a beautiful story. You know, my favorite, there's so many different ways to express God, higher power. And my favorite is Rumi's way of expressing it, the eternal beloved. And, you know, our human beloveds come and go, our canine and feline beloveds come and go, but the eternal beloved is what we are discovering within ourselves. So
For sure.
I also want to let people know that you can find all things Eden Amadora at her website, which is her name, EdenAmadora.com. And there's a lot of wonderful things to find here. It's really fun to take the quiz. We've explored that in previous shows. So EdenAmadora.com. And of course, again, please do play it over and over and over.
Thank you so much.
So we can get her over that 1,000 mark. Absolutely. Eden, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And she'll be right back soon. She and I will be leading the panel conversation very shortly. Well, I get to go from introducing one person that I adore to another person that I adore. And of all the people you'll ever see on The Awakening World, this is probably the person that I've known the longest. And it is, of course, our beloved Oshala D. Marcus. She first came to work for me. I had a theater company, and we traveled. We were a touring company traveling to schools all over the country, and Oshala was one of our actresses that we hired, and brilliant actress, brilliant dancer. And then I was blessed to be very involved with a camp for teenagers at Jane Fonda's Ranch in Santa Barbara. And for 11 years, Oshala was the dance teacher there. She's a yogini and a dance teacher. And later in life, she has been the curator and I guess the creatrix of the Marin City Arts Foundation, where she has supported local people. She was born and raised in Marin City, which is just north of San Francisco. And she's really stayed dedicated to her roots, supporting her local community and creating a nonprofit organization, making it work, and an art center in this day and age is so incredibly difficult. But she did it, and we've highlighted her on the show before, and all the artists that she supported. She supported young people, people fresh out of prison. I mean, just a real wide variety. But she only sees the beauty of the divinity of the being and supports them and their art. She's dedicated her life to supporting young people to find their groove and to finding us oldsters to rediscover our groove. Life is strange. Oshala is one of the most physically fit, strongest women I know. She's a yogini, she's a dancer. And as fate would have it, she had a stroke, a very serious stroke. Thank God it did not impact her cognitive skills, but it has impacted her motor skills. And so tonight we are honoring her because she is definitely an embodiment of the divine feminine. And we're also going to take a look. I'll pop her GoFundMe in. There was a big event that took place here in Mill Valley a couple of weeks ago, and it was beautiful to see the house packed with people who love Oshala. So with that, it's my honor to introduce my friend, a true embodiment of the divine mother, of the divine feminine, Oshala. Welcome back to the awakening world.
Thank you, Scott. I'm honored to be here. Thank you, even though it's past my bedtime, right? One thing about this is with this journey of initiation is, I've been forced to, slow myself down and go to bed a lot earlier and, be just in a much slower pace as I heal. I call it, this is an initiation period. There is no, I like to think of where we are as a species on this planet as being in a chrysalis. And the chrysalis of the caterpillar to the butterfly is not can be a very painful process. It is a painful process for the poor little butterfly that literally gets cooked in an acid in the cocoon before it comes out to spread its wings. And it's a nice, cute thing to think about, but when it's happening, it's not necessarily something that we imagine that we would actually experience. But that is what happens when we go through near-death experiences. And I definitely have been on the doorstep of dying several times from the day or the night that I actually had this hemorrhagic stroke to now where I, have had several seizures because the brain goes through its healing process. But the theme of this show is the rise of the divine feminine. And there is no divine feminine without the divine masculine because it took two of us to be here. Who can dispute that? So my daddy wrote me a poem when I was 8 years old. And I'll just say it. Little brown girl in the Church of Baptist singing, Glory, glory, hallelujah. Where God's all white and the devil's the black is singing, Glory, glory, hallelujah. What will she do if that God turns green? Singing, Glory, glory, hallelujah. Or some other strange color she's never seen, singing, Glory, glory, hallelujah. And what will she do on the day she finds, singing, Glory, glory, hallelujah? That God is all the colors in her own mind, singing glory, glory, hallelujah. And my daddy's name was Frederick Leon Marcus, and he dedicated that poem to little Diana Lee Marcus. And I remember that poem to this day. What will she do on the day she finds, singing glory, glory, hallelujah, that God is all the colors in her own mind? So my daddy was very much ahead of his time. He was an older man in the 60s, when the Panthers were all in their 20s and 30s. And, he was in his 50s. So, back then people got married oftentimes in large age gaps, you know. But so that's what I am going to open up with was Little Brown Girl in Church of Baptist singing Glory, Glory, Hallelujah. And that I'm in my chrysalis right now, as I go through my process of spreading my wings to my butterfly self.
It's a beautiful story. And I love that, we can see both. We can see the little girl inside of you. We can see the mature woman going through her chrysalis. And certainly I can, see the you that's going to come through this process wiser and more matured and more evolved and probably even more compassionate, because I'm imagining it, it's a very humbling experience for a dancer to be in a wheelchair. When I saw you in your chair at the fundraiser, I just imagined that must be like for you. And my heart just went.
Yes, I just started, some walking therapy. I was walking, with my cane when I was at the California Rehab Center, over the summer. But, just recently, I just started the process of really learning how to walk again, without my cane. Um, and it's like, woo, my goodness gracious, I'm learning how to walk again, right? So it is definitely a journey. It's definitely a journey.
As always, you're handling it with so much grace and so much dignity and so much Oshala-ness.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Are there anything else you'd like to share about you've had an amazing life. In your life, what have you observed about the rise of the divine feminine? And thank you for acknowledging the divine masculine. And ideally, we'll get to the place where both of those are dancing together beautifully. Anything you'd like to share about your observations?
Well, in spite of all the illusions, it is there is no divine feminine without the masculine. It's the flip side of the coin. One cannot exist without the other. We cannot create life without both of us. And also what came with enslavement and what came with colonization, what came with the theft of lands was the patriarchy, which was the European patriarchy to every corner of the globe and the religious patriarchy. And so much of it was suppressed, which healers were burned, people were shackled and chained, and we had been living a long time before that. I certainly don't define myself from the past 500 years. I mean, we all go back many thousands of years. But this particular period of time that we can trace back through, some kind of oral history or what we think of, has been very much of a labor. So when I think of the rise of the divine feminine, I think of labor. And labor is very much like the chrysalis. My girlfriend who was dancing for us the other night at the fundraiser, I helped deliver her child, her baby. And she had a baby boy another little divine feminine boy, right? And as I delivered him, she insisted on having an indigo birth. And she had to have an indigo birth in her living room because the hospitals would not admit her to do an indigo birth. And for those of you who may or may not know what an indigo birth is, an indigo birth is when the baby comes out. First of all, he came out in a little pool. She had a little baby's pool in her living room. That little baby came out of her womb. She pushed. He came out with his eyes wide open and it was like a fish, just out. And so as he came out, I was like, I held him, and the umbilical cord in an indigo birth stays attached. They don't detach the womb. The umbilical cord has to come off naturally. So I was with her, carrying little Esau around while she's walking around, and then when I finally left, I left them on the bed. Her mother left. And little Esau, we swaddled him in linens, cotton, put him on her breast, on her stomach, and then that's the umbilical cord naturally falls off in an indigo birth. It naturally falls off from the belly button, and then it's then buried under a tree. She buried it under a tree when it came off, but it comes off naturally because in indigo birth, they don't believe in any violence, no cutting of the cord. The cord has to fall off naturally. So I would say that I was witness to that amazing experience of birth. And that's where we're at right now in the rise of the divine feminine. We're giving birth to men who are going through labor, right? And may you all the men pop out with their eyes wide open, like little Esau coming through the womb. And that must be a harrowing journey to come through the womb too.
Absolutely.
You could be squeezed out of a little hole. The baby might want to go back up. It's like, oh my goodness gracious, where am I coming to? But when you get birthed into water, you are just like, wow, kind of feels familiar from where I came from, being birthed back into water.
It's a beautiful analogy, Oshala. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. I want to, first of all, thank some of the people who are already donating. We're going to take a look at her GoFundMe. And it's really easy. If you just go for those of you watching on Facebook or YouTube, if you just go to GoFundMe and under the search bar, under the little search microscope there, just put in Oshala and boom, it pops right back up. Thank you, Joyce Harris, who has donated. Thank you, Mr. Anonymous.
Thank you, Joyce. Thank you, Mr. Anonymous, man.
And I'm going to donate myself right now. Just remind people this is how you do it. Just put in the amount, show the card you're going to use. Now, there's an important thing to do, which is when you kind of go in there, oh, they've changed it. You can donate monthly if you want. You do not need to put in the 5%. You can change that if you want to. And so I'm going to click that. Oh, here it is. See this little toolbar down here? Now they've got it set at 17.5% donation to GoFundMe. But guess what? You can take it all the way down to the end so that all the money goes to Oshala. And that's what
that's nice. I haven't even looked at that. That's how much of a journey I've been on. I think because I was after the incident. Oh my goodness. After the incident, I mean, there were so many aspects of this journey. I feel divinely blessed. There's a saying that too blessed to be stressed.
Right.
There were just too many things. Now, I will say this. 85% of people who have strokes have ischemic strokes, which is a bust to the blood vessel. And 15% of the population that have strokes have hemorrhagic strokes. I had a hemorrhagic stroke, and out of that 15%, only 5% survive.
Wow.
So I'm one of the 5%, y'all. One of the
That's
5%.
that's my Oshala. That's you. Absolutely.
Okay.
You see all those hearts coming up there? Look, there's
Okay.
hearts
Hello,
and
hearts.
hearts
My goodness.
and prayer top prayer. Look at that.
I
That's
haven't even seen that GoFundMe. Someone one of my friends said, "Oh, you're doing well." The first chunk came in when it first happened, and I really needed that money. So, the big chunk of it came in because I was in the hospital for 6 weeks. I was in the emergency, and then I went from the emergency to the cardiac ward. From the cardiac ward, I had to get special. My phone is tripping. Hold on. I don't even know what I'm doing here.
you're
Uh,
doing you're doing great.
okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, we
went from
see
the.
you just fine. We see you just fine.
Is that Ozzy?
We see you. We see you. You may not be
Okay.
yourself, but we see you. And
Oh, it's kind of crazy.
yeah.
All the technology. So I've not turned on my computer. I was in my hospital bed trying to work with the phone. That's about as much. Did not watch. I knew what was going on just because it's hard you know, to not. But all I listened to was, different music. There was this song called We Are Healing with the Earth. We are healing with the earth. And I was like, yeah, we are. So I think that those of us going through severe trials and tribulations like this are healing with the earth. That's how I kind of stayed in that zone. And it was just crazy. Yeah, it just from a ego point of view, my goodness, your ego surrendering. You gotta, you got to just like a woman going through birth, you got to give up all that vanity, open up your legs. Everybody's looking in there, as the baby pops out. I had to, first of all, I couldn't, I couldn't walk. I want to get up and walk to the bathroom. And in my mind, I'm, can just jump out of my bed, but couldn't jump out of my bed. So, a couple of nights it was like I had to pee. And I just was like, I gotta pee. So I threw all the covers off my bed, like, and they have this little thing called the Sarah Steady, where they come and you get on this little, it looks like a little chariot, and so you get on it and they wheel you to the bathroom. Oh my goodness. But I had to get approved to be in even that rehabilitation hospital for 6 weeks where I had, therapy. And when I first started walking, I looked like Frankenstein walking because my legs wouldn't bend. It was like, oh, but my arm was hanging down. My left arm was like a gorilla's arm, like 20 pounds.
Wow.
It was heavy. My whole left side was heavy. It just says, but I'll tell you one thing. I haven't, I really, first of all, you gain deeper compassion. I have compassion for all my students who I tortured, one more set, go on, one more set, everybody. I just have so much compassion for people who are in pain, even if it's at my hands in my class,
Mhm.
right? Um,
Oshala, I so love you, and we're already 25 minutes over. So I'm going to
okay.
move us forward because we still got a lot of show left.
Oh, I see. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm ready to go to bed, Scott. So,
Well, I thank you for staying up with us, and everybody,
yes.
please donate. Again, if you go to GoFundMe, just pop in. You'll see, the GoFundMe place, and let's all really jump in, even if it's only $5, just so she can see what
Every bit is appreciated. All the
every bit.
therapies that I have to do to get out of this is very valued. So all of you, bless you, light and love, and may you sleep well too tonight.
Thank you,
So
Oshala. Love you
thank
so
you,
much.
Scott.
And we'll have you on hopefully in a couple months to help.
When I'm walking again, right?
Exactly. Um,
Okay.
I love you, and Sue and I'll be texting as we do. We've been texting this morning.
Yes. What a blessing. Thank you. Scott sends me like a little heart every morning or a sunset or sunrise and says, "Good morning." So that's how we've been communicating for the past few months. So thank you so much, Scott Blue Star. Love
I
you
love you
much.
so much. I love your show.
Peace.
Peace,
Peace.
my friend.
Peace out, everybody.
Isn't she extraordinary? She's just
Yeah.
extraordinary. I'm gonna go to gallery view. Let's all just send maximum grace, prayers for maximum grace for Oshala to have the perfect recovery, and for us all visioning her dancing again, doing yoga again, and coming through that chrysalis as the most beautiful Oshala butterfly imaginable.
Amen Ra. Peace and blessings to you all. You know, the tribe, the global tribe, right?
Global
One
Peace
love.
Tribe. Absolutely. Thank you. Well, we're going to go from one amazing, powerful woman back to another powerful woman that we saw a little bit earlier. And of course, it is our beloved Antoinette, and I'm looking for her. Where there she is. So Antoinette, she's going to introduce some of her friends, some of the Divine Mother's Love cadre, her passe, if you will. And welcome back, Antoinette. And how you doing tonight? Are you enjoying the show?
I am loving it. I was like, come on now. You started off with the bang. I really, 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 really love Connie. I was looking for her. I can't believe she run off before I even get to talk to her about my girls in Africa. It's like, come on now. I got my girls in Kenya and Uganda, and we need you. So don't run away. Come back. And Dan and Diana, that was really, really beautiful and powerful. Diana, I swear to God, you was just looking dead at me, you know. And I was feeling that energy and everything because I mean, we're resonating. We are resonating so much with what everybody is saying. And it's funny because the guys, just like the same thing. I have a gentleman here. I don't know if he's awake or not, but I've been doing the same thing too because I was like, I'm gonna need you guys to help me with the other guys. And there's a lot more guys out there that are stepping up. I mean, it's crazy, but really and truly, I'm seeing a lot more men stepping up into the rise of divine feminine than I'm actually seeing with women. Even though the women are getting tapped, they're getting tapped all over the place. But it's nice to see that the men are getting tapped too.
Yes.
And it's happening. I mean, we can't ignore what is happening with this divine feminine rising on this planet. You
Hmm.
know, so
We
thank
love
you guys.
seeing what you're doing with Pato.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
So
Thank
blessings to
you.
Pato.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Keep up the great work and
Thank you.
everything. And Eden, girl, that song is fire. My girls need that one. She rises. Like it's funny because one of the girls that we're supporting her program is called Raise Her. So it's like she's rising and then we got Raise Her. It's like that's almost like a theme, for all the women and everything. Cause yeah, it's happening. It's time. That's beautiful. I put the song on my playlist, so I'll make sure I rinse it out. And now, Nikki, you heard that, Ione. We got to do that. We got to get those 1,000 plays. So let me go ahead and introduce two of my girlfriends, that is part of Divine Mother's Love. But Divine Mother's Love is actually a lot of women all across the world, So it started with me and Eshna. And now I've also got Ione, who's joining us, and Nikki Black. And these women, they work with me. They're in our ministry, in our Edention Ministries with Pato. And we decided it's like, let's start our feminine version. I've been, working in this ministry for a very long time with my husband. But ever since he said, make the Mother Spirit your jam, I'm like, all right, she's my jam now. So I was like, let's go full force. So we're coming out full force this year with the Divine Feminine Rising. And these two ladies, they're both singers, they're both entertainers, they're both students of the Urantia book, and they also work with me with doing a lot of women's empowerment with Ubuntu. So Ione, I'm gonna go ahead and just let you begin about what your feelings and thoughts on this rise of divine feminine and what we're doing. Yeah, you're muted.
course. Greetings, everybody. I am so overwhelmed with love and appreciation for everybody. I haven't been typing on the thing because I like to try to stay in the moment, but I just feel like a new spark within me from listening to everybody and hearing everybody. So beautiful. Oh gosh, where to start? um, yes, so I am just gosh, I'm almost at loss for words. I'm not really a public speaker, but so yes, we've been behind the scenes a little bit with Antoinette, building the Divine Mother's Love. Before that, I have been a student of the Urantia book with Pato and Antoinette. I knew Pato first and then Antoinette, and now we're all big family all together, and Nikki recently. Listening to everybody's stories and the how they all intertwine, no matter what words we're using for the divine feminine, for the Christ energy, for the father, the mother, so many different words to describe this beautiful energy. In the Urantia book, there's the eternal father, the eternal spirit, which is the mother, and the Christ energy, which I believe the Holy Spirit in the Trinity is actually the mother energy that was, they didn't want the feminine to be a part of that Trinity. So that word was taken out and the holy word put in there. That's just my intuitive feeling. So yes, when I started reading the Urantia book is when all of the studies and travels I've done of all the religions and all the places in the world I've lived kind of came together with that knowing of the mother energy. And according to the Urantia book, at a certain point in time, the Christ sent out a proclamation of equality to the universe, that the mother was equal, the universal mother spirit, our local universe mother spirit, not the big eternal mother spirit. Because I know someone said something with the Sophia, there's like the grand one, and then there's more of like the local, which is in us, that we have direct access to. So our universal local mother universe spirit and the Christ work together to create us and this planet and this local universe. And there's other Christs, other places with other universal mothers creating planets as well, but we are here. And the mother that I believe that we feel within us is that mother, and on a personal and local level. And so the song that I wrote was inspired by a women's gathering we had at Antoinette's house. I think it was 5 or 6 years ago. And when I wrote this song called Mother Divine, and it is kind of based on Urantia book teachings and my own personal experience of the mother. And it's such a blessing to, so much to talk about. Such a blessing to hear everyone and just to feel more re-inspired with everything I'm doing and everything we're doing in Divine Mother's Love. So that is the foundation of this video, which I did with Antoinette. Pato Banton was the videographer. We did this out on, this is part of your land, right? Solania, this is part of your land, right, Antoinette?
Yeah, this is so
Yes.
we have Edentia and we have Solania. So Solania was the voice in the garden, telling Adam and Eve, do the will of God. Don't get off track. Don't do your own will, do God's will and stuff. So Solania was that voice trying to keep them on track. And then Edentia is where we have the 31 acres of land where we're building the Eco Village and Spiritual Retreat Center. So
Yeah.
go ahead
So
and get this. Go ahead.
I wrote the music and lyrics. I had someone else perform the music. I did write the music on guitar. Antoinette also has contributed to the song. And we just had a great day making this with Pato filming us. It was a beautiful day and it was just very amazing.
Awesome. All right, let's check it out. Mother Divine, the Mother Spirit.
You must be the one created from intuitive life-giving and kind. I know that you've been living in the Trinity all along. Mother Divine, this is your song. Now that we know you, we wanna know you more and more. Divine Feminine is awakening, and we're feeling you from deep within. The love of God is shared abroad by the presence of the Divine Spirit. The love of God is spread abroad into all hearts by the Divine Spirit.
More true.
Oh, Mother, keep your arms around us, keep your arms around us. Oh, Mother, oh, Mother, oh, Mother Divine.
Yeah, Mother Spirit, Mother Nature, Gaia, Feminine, Divine. Holy Spirit, breath of life under Creator's design. Connecting everyone to the Spirit of truth. Our Mother Divine will always be there for you.
Mama, you are the stem, we are the flowers. We come in many shapes, many pretty colors, as representatives of your joy and your wonders. Oh, Mother, Mother Divine.
Yes, I own it.
Now that we know you, we want to know you more and more. Divine Feminine is awakening, and we're feeling you from deep within. The love of God is shared abroad by the presence of the Divine Spirit. The love of God is spread abroad into all hearts by the Divine Spirit.
More true. Yes, the feminine divine flows through each and every one of us. Feel her love and energy touching our hearts and souls. My brothers and sisters, just know we are all connected by this Holy Spirit that connects us all.
Sending out the proclamation of equality, co-creator of our universal family, sustaining the sun and all of everything. That is your blessing you bring. Oh, Mama, thank you for your loving, thank you for your loving. Oh, Mama, oh, Mama, oh, Mother Divine. The love of God is shared abroad by the presence of the Divine Spirit. The love of God is spread abroad into our hearts by the Divine Spirit.
More true.
We all come from the Mother, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean.
Yes, our Mother Divine will always be there for you, connecting everyone to the Spirit of truth. Mother Spirit, Mother Nature, Gaia, Feminine, Divine. Holy Spirit, breath of life under Creator's design.
You must be the one. Image is created from intuitive life-giving and kind.
Yes, I own it. All right. All right. That was awesome.
That's a really fun video. I just want to say that's a lot of fun.
We have a good time. And, after the conscious life, like I said, we're organizing another Mother Spirit hike so we can all get grounded on the earth and just connect with Mother Earth. I don't know who said it earlier, but I've been saying that heal the mother, heal yourself, so that's a powerful thing. Now, I'd like to bring on Nikki as well, because where's Nikki at?
Yes, we love Nikki. There she is.
Yeah, Nikki. Every time I say Nikki, I'm thinking of Prince. I'm like, Nikki. I call her all the time. This girl, she works so hard. Both of these women actually started helping me work on this women's empowerment in Africa. I mean, I couldn't do this by myself. I was doing it by myself, but it really took a lot of us. What we have now is we have women in 5 different countries: in Ghana, in Kenya, in Uganda, in Nigeria, and Can't remember the other.
Cameroon.
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 Thank you, Anasuya. Come on down, Anasuya, because Anasuya, you know, she's so fire that when she comes into the Zoom with them, she's like, "Come on now, you got." It's like, get your camera on, because I keep telling them, I'm like, you guys need to be able to speak for yourself here. You know, we can't be selling your story, because when you guys tell your own story, it is so freaking powerful. It is powerful. These women have been through hell and back, and it's just amazing when you sit there and watch and witness their strength, you know, what they're able to achieve and what they're able to do. And if it hadn't been for these women from outside, it's like I said, it takes women from all over the world to really uplift and to support each other, you know. And that's it, really does. It's like, so that day you weren't there, Nikki, but when Anastasia came in, she helps to keep the fire going, you know, with them, because we let them know it's like, we're not leaving you behind, and we're always going to continue to be there to help and support you, you know. And we're trying to, you know, just like what Connie was saying before, I mean, we're witnessing a lot of struggles. And when you're trying to go through these struggles with your own, by yourself, you know, that's why this is Ubuntu, because it's I am because we are. It's like none of us could exist without each other. And that's why it takes the strength of the community. You feed a woman, you feed a nation. You teach a woman, you teach a nation. It's like you give to a woman, you're giving to a nation. You know,
Everybody.
everybody. And we have not just seen enough of the support and the help, because it's always the men that always get the help, because the women are lacking so much. What I'd like to do now, actually,
Hold on,
go ahead.
Antonia. I really want to expand on what you just said so that it's really clear.
Mm-hmm.
2 points. You said when you give to a woman, you give to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
When you feed a woman, you feed everyone. And that's because when men are given money for the group or the collective or for the family, they tend to go to the bar and share it with their friends and drink it up. And then the women are like, hey, but where the groceries? Where's what we need? And so, but when women who are mothers, whether they have birth children or not, they always think of who needs what. What does my neighbor need? Oh, I know that other little girl is sick. I know this one needs that. So when you feed one woman, she's going to find all the ways that money can be stretched so that as many people can benefit from it. Automatically think like that. And so by empowering women in places where they don't have much access to power, you're really benefiting the families, the schools, the community, the whole village are benefiting from your one donation to one woman. And that's what's so great about what Antoinette is doing with Mother Love Africa, and Ubuntu is really providing the tools for these girls and women to know that they have all that they need. They just need a little assistance, whether it be a sewing machine or a goat or sanitary pads or book fees. Whatever we can give them, that will make the difference for that whole village. And so I didn't want to step over that. And when you said about the men, because of patriarchy, both in the European and Americans and in Africa, actually all over the world. It is assumed that if you give the man the money because he's a strong leader and he's a spokesperson and has all this say and he's the chief or whatever. Let me not bring chief into it. He's just a leader. That he's going to think, okay, how can I distribute this so that everyone benefits? But that's been proven again and again and again, thousands of millions of times. That is not the way to save that community. That is not the way. So sending one girl to school, sending sanitary pads to girls so that they can go to school, because they don't let them go to school. They don't let them leave the house. Sometimes they banish them away to some corner of the village where they have to stay there their whole 7 days with the menses. So, anytime you can support a girl with something that looks so simple, but it is not. So teaching them to sew their own pads is like empowering them, because you can't be sending pads from wherever you live in America or Europe. Well, you could, but why? Teach them to fish. Don't send fish.
Not
So
only that, but
big up.
when I was in Kenya, and I'm working on this video, we were shooting the video with the kids in the largest slums in Kenya. And this, like I said, this area has no toilets, it has no running water, it has no sinks. They're also in a water shortage. It's the largest slums. When we went to go shoot it, we shot it on top of this garbage pile. And I told her, I was like, listen, I cannot sustain I cannot sustain pads because one, I'll just continue contributing to this big garbage pile.
That's right.
That keeps good. It's like, it's not like you have garbage services that can just take them out and just do whatever. We're talking mounds and mounds and piles and tons that these kids have to play in, So I was like, this is our mission. All these women are going to get pads. I was like, if you start with these 100 and go to the next 100 to the next 100 to the next 100,
that's right.
Because this is what we got to do. This and it's causing, from one thing to the other. So real quick, I'm going to just flip this. You guys are getting something nobody has seen yet. I'm giving you something, Scott, tonight. Ain't nobody seen yet.
Suki Suki.
Ain't nobody seen Suki Suki. All right, you guys. This is a premiere that nobody has seen because I have to put. This is going to be going on to our GoFundMe as we raise money for our women's empowerment. So check this out. All right, so here we go. There we go. Greetings, my name is Antoinette Rootsdata with Ubuntu International. I'm here to talk to you about Ubuntu Women's Empowerment Program. This program was designed by African women of the diaspora and women on the continent of the motherland. It is a project created and designed by women, supported by women, and led by women.
Jambo, kwa majina naitwa kwa jina la Shogole Badesire Mandela.
My name is Emanuela Shobole. I come from Native Valley refugee camp, but originally I'm from the Democratic Republic of Congo in Bukavu.
In places like Naka Valley Refugee Settlement and villages across Uganda and Africa, menstrual pads are expensive.
Every month, girls miss school, not because they lack intelligence, not because they lack ambition, but because they lack access. Girls have missed days, weeks, and sometimes even longer periods of school simply because they do not have menstrual pads. This is not a small issue. This is about dignity, and dignity is a human right.
We started working with Mama Antoinette through Raise Her, which advocates for women and teenage girls in the camp. While working with her, she gave us a chance to say what we would like her to support us in that was very long-lasting. We gave her a project that we were in need of, like sanitary pads, but we didn't have any idea how that was going to happen, but we were hopeful.
Most disposable pads are plastic-based, and there is no trash collection. So what happens instead is piles of garbage scattered throughout communities, creating environmental and health challenges.
The Ubuntu Reusable Pad Project was created to address both dignity and sustainability together. Reusable pads provide long-term access, reduce environmental waste, and allow girls and women to continue their lives without interruption.
The first training started on June 8th, 2025, when we came to Grace Villa in Kabale and began the training. The time we spent was not enough for us to learn everything that is needed for us to go out into the world and start teaching our fellows. So Aunt Antoinette proposed that we should come back to Grace Villa and upgrade our skill and learn more this time and be able to go out into the world and teach our colleagues. I'm very grateful for this chance to come to Grace Villa and happy to be here. Here at Grace Villa, I have learned many skills, not only making pads, but even how to live with others in the community. These pads we are making are not only for us, but also for the community that we're going back to, which is Native Valley Refugee Camp. It will help me and all the women, and it will be helpful to the ones I hope to share the skill with.
Reusable pads means girls no longer miss school, women no longer miss work, and daily life no longer becomes to a stop every month. This project allows women and girls to live fully, participate fully, and thrive in their communities.
Thanks to Auntie Ruth, Mama Antoinette, Papa Pato, Alina, our teachers Joy and Teacher Justin, and all the Divine Mothers. May God continue to bless you.
Together we are one and make one family. Thank you very much, kids. You people, from the young person to end, all of you have love. They don't see, even if they come from school, you are sleeping, they don't care for them, they come and they greet you. That is the love that we want. And we want that. Because the time I met with Mom Antoinette, I was a person that I had no happiness in my life. But because of him, who was just giving me people, training me, counseling me, we people will travel with traumas. If I start telling you my life, until here I am, you can get one else. But I thank God because I'm meeting people who are changing my life day by day. Thank you so much, Teacher Joe. You are a good teacher. Since when we started up to now, I have never seen something bad that has annoyed me from Joy or tell me. A teacher is a teacher, but I don't get Joy as a teacher. But still I get Joy as my sister, a person that can give me something that will help me tomorrow. At this time I'm making parts, but tomorrow I'll make other things which will be greater and grateful to my life. I'm not training me as myself, but I'm training my knowledge, my skills, my everything that I'll do tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Yaira. From Birmingham, England in the United Kingdom, a woman of the African and Caribbean diaspora, bringing to you Ubuntu in action. Women supporting women, skills, creating futures and innovating new beginnings. If this story speaks to you, then we invite you to join us.
All right.
Wow. Congratulations. That's powerful and beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. So, like I said, that girl, she had never left anywhere other than when she escaped from Congo, and she'd been living in that refugee camp most of her life. And then, so sending her over to Grace Villa was like she'd never left home, like she'd never been anywhere, like being in a refugee camp, which I call it like tent city, but even though it's not all tents, they put you in a tent first and then they put you in a building. But most of them just spend most of their life there. They don't even know what life is like outside. So what you're seeing is her in Kabale, which is a city, where it's like, wait a minute, this is, you have to get permission to even leave the camp. It's like there's a lot of paperwork, there's a lot of bureaucracy, there's a lot of bribery, there's a lot of extortion, there's a lot of whatever to try to get help for these girls. But getting those girls out and getting them in a more beautiful place, of the Ubuntu in action, like I said, with the other girls who were all left abandoned. It's like they're finding love and being able to support each other that way, which I call it Ubuntu in action. And so she's about to start her new life now and going to be able to empower the other women in Naki Valley. Because Nikki, you saw, you know what these girls were like before, like when we started this, and where they're at now. Go ahead and take the floor. You're on mute.
Yes, yeah. I did see the changes that they've evolved in from the beginning of just, for example, Emanuela, when we first was speaking with her, and she was with a group of young ladies in the background behind one of our leaders, Patrick, in the camp. And she rarely spoke, but she was alert. I remember her sitting there alert. And then as time went by and as meetings went by and as more wisdom was shown to her, I seen her confidence grow. And I seen that she was getting empowered all the way from California, where I am, and in Zooms every week. So I am honored to see her growth, because all young ladies can grow that way, no matter where they come from. The fact that now currently she speaks up and leads viciously. Okay, she's not a quiet person anymore, and she's more strong and more confident because of the tools that Ubuntu International and Antoinette Pato have given them. And I'm very proud to be a part of seeing that with the volunteering money for the sewing machines, to volunteering money for their time, their data, so they can get on the meetings, because that's a chore too for them, just to be able to participate in the growth, and just seeing them alive in the Zooms with their videos on, it just is honorable experience, So I'm thankful, Antoinette, for you to allow me to ride with you on this journey with you and Ione and all the other mass women and men that you have in this journey of just uplifting others in the spirit of Ubuntu.
Thank you. So one of the things that we're doing with the Divine Mother, so for this show and taking off, we've started, oops, darn it. Let me just go back here. We have started our study, because our study was on the Mother Spirit. So now what we're doing is we're actually creating I started this on Clubhouse basically, and now we're doing on Clubhouse and on Zoom, because a lot of people don't have so much data. So we're doing every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to 10:30. Every Saturday, you guys can join us as we talk about the Mother Spirit, and also the Mother Spirit, and also, like what we're doing right now, because it's like we can't talk about her enough. It's like if you want to do a deep dive onto who she is, what her attributes are, who the godmother is, who's the daughters, who's all the angels, who's all the different beings and everything. This is where we have our discussions with Divine Mother's Love. Whoever wants to participate, any of you folks too can be a guest. Let us sit there and pick your brain and see how we mesh together when it comes to raising up the divine feminine. The guys in Uganda who've been joining us on Clubhouse and who've been studying, I really want to applaud them, because they said, all right, we're going to take this into the villages, because we want to sit there and raise the equality of these women. Because if we try to go in there and tell these women to go and fight these guys or do whatever or something, and then, and we're not there, we can't protect them. But I've seen a lot of women have to go and protect themselves, But when the guys are actually there to sit there and say, hey, we got you, we support you, there is equality. As we were teaching them, remember in the studies we were doing, it's like, hello, this planet was created by Christ and the Mother Spirit together. They could not have done this. Planet would not be around without the two of them together. The birds and the bees, she's the breath of life. She's the giver of life. She's all of these things, that they're like hearing for the first time. But I'm so glad that they're embracing it and they're sharing it. And that's why I was like, hold on a second. This guy, where is he? Here we go. These women here, this is what I really love. So Patrick and these women are empowering these women. And when you see these women coming together, they're, here it is. This is it.
And Antoinette, don't forget to mention that these are young men. These are 21-year-old, 22-year-old, boy men that know what we're talking about is true and real. And they're there to remind these women that have been oppressed. And they're like, when you hear them talk, they are just incredible when they the way they grasp it so is just unbelievable. They're so beautiful.
The way that they see these women. So all these women here, these 100-something women, she wasn't even going to, it was Alina that called her out there to sit there and say, you got to reclaim our power. We're praying to God to reclaim our power as divine feminine, and I'm so proud of Patrick because he organized all these women. They looked at him, to sit there and say, how can you help us? They're like, we're looking for towards the solutions. But when they saw that army of the Ubuntu team of men and women coming together, they're like, here's Emanuela coming to cook. Here she is teaching them that you're throwing away food. When we're teaching you about nutrition, when we're bringing about all the brains from all the people coming together. I'm telling you, there's no women's empowerment program like that. They either focus on either the trauma or the empowerment or the justice or something else, but not all of these things together in one neat and tidy package that we're putting together. And that's my story, that I'm sticking to it. Oh, there's Patrick. Oh, yeah, there he is.
Patrick, if you turn on your camera, we'll bring you on so you can.
Yeah, Patrick. Where are you? Oh, I'm looking for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Patrick.
Hi, Patrick.
Can you turn on your camera so we can see you?
Yeah, sure.
Well, that's the picture of the baobab tree. I don't see you.
While Patrick is doing that, do you want to share a little bit?
All right. I'm here.
There he is. Hello.
So,
hi.
Greetings, family. Greetings, everyone over there. I'm so humbled, so happy to be here. And I've been listening right away from when we just started up to now. And I want to first thank each and every person that has been sharing, and Antoinette, for the great work you're doing in Africa and in Uganda particularly. So it was a great experience on 20th of on 20th of December last year, when we had the Ubuntu Nutrition event in my village. That was my village where she was showing you how I mobilized. I had all those 104 women and even men turned up, 7 of them. And they actually loved to be part of them. And they were like, oh my God, you would have also invited us. We also love to see our women growing and being able to do some great work. And I was like, that makes sense, by the way, because if we want to see communities transformed, I believe men should also have some roles, and they should also be able to be included, just like we would like to include also women in seeing transformation. So that's like, it was a great thing for me. And it's my desire as a man, and that's what I'm doing. I want to make sure that all other men in Uganda can also learn that women are also like us. If we are saying that we want to empower women, we should also be conscious of we need to treat them just like how we treat ourselves. So it can't make sense to me if we cannot value other people just like how we value ourselves. There is nothing like I am bigger than this one. In the entire creation, the intention of having two creatures was to co-create, to share responsibilities, not to compete. So the mother spirit does not operate alone. She has the companion, and they share responsibilities. Where she cannot manage, the Christ Michael is always there. So that is something that I would like to borrow and bring in Africa. And that the people you're seeing, it's a movement, and I've already started. I haven't married, but I have faith that by the time I go to marry, I think I will be a man that will value women, and it's my desire to see them being empowered. And Ubuntu International is making it possible. already. Lives are being transformed.
Thank you.
Communities are being empowered. And I cannot really find enough words to thank them enough. And as as I always say, the time that I am remaining with here on earth, I want to see thousands of lives of women being transformed. The narrative has to change, and it has already started. And I'm not gonna give up. And I have faith that we can all come together to make sure that the divine feminine can also be raised again through our men. Because what is the reason why the divine feminine has not been raised? To me, I think men have lost something. Like they've forgotten that these are not just creatures. We are all equal. We need to all be seen and appreciated. So if the mindset is changed, I think a lot shall change around women. If the mindset of men change towards how they see women, for example, here in Africa, women are seen as people who are to do all that work. But for me, I think that should not be like that. And that is the kind of thinking I want to make sure that men can absorb. So I really want to end from here, but I cannot really thank you enough, you people. You've I'm 25, but I have faith that God shall give me more courage since I have people who are mentoring me very well, who are nurturing me, and above all, I have God who is guiding me to make sure that I bring transformation in Africa. So that's all I can say about the work we are doing here in Uganda. Thank you, everyone. I really love and respect you so much.
You're so amazing, Patrick.
Yep, we love you, Patrick. He's one of our best students too of the Urantia book when we do our Mother Spirit studies. So when we go back in April, he will be doing a presentation on the Mother Spirit to the other Urantia book readers there. And then we're also going back in July. So a group trip. So people who want to start coming with us on our Ubuntu tours, you guys are more than welcome. We will take care of you guys. They will take care of you in Africa. And we will be totally safe because God is with us, you know. Thank you, Scott. Thank you so much for having us on here today. Oh, yeah, Nikki. We need Nikki's song. All right, Nikki. All right.
Right. So before I sing this next song, I just want to say this. We're living in a time where it's easy to feel divided, tired, or like we're carrying too much on our own, you know. So my song called Community Rising is a reminder that healing doesn't happen alone. It happens when we remember each other, when we listen, when we rise together. So as you hear this song, I invite you to breathe, feel, and let yourself be a part of something bigger than just my voice. This song is called Community Rising, and I'm going to sing it to you a cappella tonight. And here I go. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, AI, yeah, hey, hey, yeah. The world is changing. Trust me, it's a thing. People want to go backwards when we should go forward. Get ready to plant your seeds. Get ready to plant your seeds. All we need is unity. All we need is you and me. Community rising, rising. Community rising, rising. Community rising, rising. Community rising, rising. Community rising is in our hands. Strength in numbers across the lands. We need to plant those seeds. The future is bright. In this old world, we must unite. Community rising, rising. Community rising, rising. Community Community rising, rising. Mother Earth is working. She gives us everything, but we choose to ignore her. So climate change begins. Get ready to plant those seeds. All we need is unity. Get ready to plant those seeds. All we need is you and me. Unity, unity, you and me. Just believe. Plant those seeds. Positivity is all we need. Trust in Jah, just believe. Community rising, rising. Community rising, rising. Community rising, rising. Community rising, rising. The world is changing. Trust me, it's a thing. People want to go backwards where we should go forward. Get ready to plant your seeds. All we need is unity. Get ready to plant your seeds. All we need is you and me. Thank you for rising with me.
And she's gonna be with us at the Conscious Life, as well. And Pato's also gonna make a special guest appearance at Conscious Life. And I will be in booth 706 and 707 next to the Indian place. Everybody's always at the Indian restaurant. There's like a long line. So I got me prime real estate booth 706, 707. Come check us out.
Very smart. And at Conscious Life, definitely plan on being on the Awakening World that night. We'll be in the media room on Saturday night. And so I'd love to have you come on in. And definitely, that was an amazing, beautiful song, Nikki. Thank you so much. And I want to remind everybody one more time to learn more about the amazing work that Antoinette and her wonderful team are doing. Go to standupforjustice.us. Standupforjustice.us. And that's where you can learn all about not just what she's doing with Pato and the police. You can donate. That's important. Definitely the donate button is very important. And if you haven't watched the Spirit of Ubuntu documentary, it's incredible. So don't only watch the trailer, but then you can go watch the whole documentary. And there's what we've really been talking about tonight, the Divine Mother's Love Project, which really is kind of premiered just tonight. So how perfect on the Rise of the Divine Feminine for you to be premiering this beautiful project. Nikki, such a pleasure to meet you. Ione, thank you also for your beautiful contributions. And of course, we always love Hallelujah, Anasuya. Even though it took about 17 attempts for her to come into the Zoom room, you made it, girl. So thank you so much. I've got a couple of quick announcements to make. And then we're going to have a kind of a brief Q&A. So stick around, everybody. But you will recall that on Wednesday night, just a few nights ago on the Awakening World, we watched a segment of this wonderful show that our good friend Hannah Burke is a part of called Let the Wind Sweep Through, a Conference of Birds. And as I said then, we want to lead some Global Peace Tribers to go see it. So on Thursday night, February 12th, Eden and myself, Shine and his girlfriend, Crystal, we're definitely going to go. We've already bought our tickets and want to invite any other San Francisco Bay Area friends like Anasuya to join us. It's in San Rafael, and show goes on at 7 o'clock. And so you can go anytime. You don't have to just go when we're going to go there. But if you want to come the night that we're going to be there, we'll all have dinner before the show and go out to tea after the show. So Thursday night, February 12th, is the night that Eden, myself, Shine, Crystal, and hopefully some of you will be going to that show. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about it. Also wanted to let you know what we've got coming up because we've got some amazing shows coming up. Let's start with what's happening this Wednesday night. It is our annual preview of the Conscious Life Expo, which we were just talking about. And a lot of the key presenters from the expo will be joining us. Brandy Weld will be my co-host. She works in the media department of Conscious Life Expo. So definitely join us on Wednesday night. But wait till you see also these next two shows that we've got lined up. Next Saturday night, we're now doing once a month a collaboration with Neil Gar from Portal to Ascension. And so it's our monthly collaboration with him. Alan Steinfeld has some really amazing new news about what's going on in the world of disclosure and UAP. Laura Eisenhower, the granddaughter of Dwight Eisenhower, she's extraordinary. And our beloved Viviane Chavez, who's brilliant. If you want to meet an extraterrestrial, come to the show on February 7th, because she is an Arcturian hybrid, and she's the real deal. And her husband, Peter Benson, will be with us. But of course, Omoshar providing music. And there's one other person. Oh, and how could I forget? AJ and Tom, everybody's favorite twin channels. So that's going to be February 7th. And then the last evening that I really want to make sure everybody knows about, because this is going to be really, really wonderful. So this year, it turns out that Valentine's Day happens to fall on a Saturday. So 2 weeks from tonight, we've got a really special show planned for you. It will be a Awakening World version of Valentine's. And originally, it was just going to be a video with Kristen. She called me yesterday, and she's actually going to be with us live, and I've got to change that. She's going to be my co-host for the evening. So she will be co-hosting with me. She'll be playing music along with Omoshar. And we're going to be also honoring the Holo Movement. We've got the founders of the Holo Movement, Laura, Emmanuel, and Mariko, joining us. Scarlett Lewis is an extraordinary woman. I don't know if you all know her. Her story is something. Her 9-year-old son was murdered during the Sandy Hook nightmare. He actually helped 9 other children escape. He went in to get another one, and in the process of doing that, he was murdered. The day that he was murdered, he had written on the family blackboard a beautiful message. I'll let Scarlett share with you that message. She has since founded a beautiful nonprofit organization dedicated to love. She's going to be with us live. Her story is amazing. So we're really going to be celebrating love in many different forms. And one of those forms is, you remember Liam and Heidi? Liam, of course, just had a heart transplant. Heidi is his beloved. They're also going to be with us. So we're going to be exploring love in many different forms on Valentine's night. So please join us. And these are all great shows for you to invite other people to. And that's really what I ask everybody to do. Invite your friends to some of the shows. Have a house party. Invite people over. That's how we can grow this wonderful thing that we're doing called the Awakening World. So we're going to wrap up in a moment, but I want to let me take a quick look at the agenda and make sure that I'm not forgetting something. I have a feeling it's time for an Omoshar song.
It is.
I got that right. Thank goodness. All right. We need a little bit of music, although Nikki rocked it. But it's...
I love Nikki's voice. Nikki, you rock. And yeah, that powerful. I'm really glad you got to do it a cappella. I mean, really.
Me too.
Because I could really feel you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, well, here we go. Let's ixnay Eric. So, my dears.
Oh, my love, don't cry. I'm with you here inside, and I love you. I'm with you all the way. Oh, my love, close your eyes, rest a while, realize you're You're so very loved all the time, all the time. I hold you here in my heart. It's vast as an ocean. Sleeping child, don't dream we're apart. Dream your eyes are open. Open your eyes. Precious one, everyone, you're not alone, not forgotten. You are coming home, so rest into yourself. You're the one I'm waiting for. I'll patiently wait at your door, and when you are ready, open and be free. I hold you here in my heart. It's vast as an ocean. Sleeping child, don't dream we're apart. Dream your eyes are open. Open your eyes. No more pain, no more tears. Come to me with your fears and give them up. Surrender into love. Remember who you are. You're vaster than a million stars. You are everything you could ever hope to be. I hold you here in my heart. It's vast as an ocean. Sleeping child, don't dream we're apart. Dream your eyes are open. Open your eyes. I hold you here in my heart. It's vast as an ocean. Sleeping child, don't dream we're apart. Dream your eyes are open. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes.
Thank you so much, brother. Patrick put it really well. He said, "Thank you, Omashar. This song is so emotional. I love it."
It is, and thank you, Kathy Zavada, holder of the Divine Mother your whole life, for writing that song.
Beautiful. We are so over time, so we're going to skip the Q&A. If anybody does have a burning question or comment, put it in the chat box, and I'll bring it up or ask it after our prayer time. We're going to go to Diara and Desiree for leading our prayer time. And then I believe Antoinette has a final closing video or song for us. Ladies.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We have the capacity to keep our eyes open as we watch the world changing. We have the capacity to keep our hearts open as we witness the messy, messy birth, this new creation. And we know with the hearts and minds and the souls here tonight that there is hope. There is goodness in the world. There is truth. There is beauty. And we see it now. We know it is so. And we wrap and we spin and we send that out, magnifying, amplifying, exemplifying.
Let's amplify that even more. Expand the miracles we see every day. Be witness to them as we see the tears that they bring to our eyes. As our hearts fill with compassion, and we expand that love. So much gratitude.
Beautiful. And let's take a moment of silence now to send our prayers, anyone you wish to pray for, including yourself, the world. May each and every one of us find the courage and the strength and the wisdom to honor the divine feminine. And regardless of what gender we physically happen to be, to find our own divinity within ourselves and to see the divine in all. And together may we all create this beautiful awakening world. I see that Anasuya, hallelujah, has raised her hand. So perhaps she has a few words to share.
Om Namah Shivaya. How's my prayer hands? But since I'm here, I will say that I thank you, Scott, for just really, even though it's not Women's History Month, that you are focusing on the eternal woman, spirit, the Divine Mother, who needs to be honored at all times, because that is how we lift the spirit, the frequency on this earth. And we don't need everyone to get it. We just need enough to create a tipping point that forces the evolution, whether they're ready or not. And we are enough to make that tipping point. And we just have to keep sharing and sharing her truth, her love, her compassion, her empathy, because love is truly love when you can give it to those who deserve it the least.
Mm.
And that's the mother's way. So blessings, everyone.
Oh, thank you very much, Anasuya. Thanks for joining us. Well, I'm going to bring up our presenters that are still with us. Antoinette, thank you so much. I'm bringing up all sorts of amazing people. And speaking of amazing people, Dan and Diana, thank you for still being with us. And Christy Michaels, in the beginning, there was Christy Michaels, and it was good. And your friend Connie that you joined, that brought it, just amazing person. Thank you so much. And always our beloved Desiree and Diara. Oh, and there's that guy who plays music at the beginning and the end of every show. We sure do appreciate him. And I got one spot left, so there you go. We'll pop on a Surya in there. Thank you, everyone. Beautiful presenters.
And before we carry on, I want to say hi to Dennis, who's tuned in. He tried to get in several times, and we had a problem tonight. And so you got in, Dennis. Welcome, brother. I think you're from, I don't know. Anyway.
I want to thank Omar and Diara for doing guard duty during tonight.
Yeah. It was a trip. We put out so many bushfires behind the scene, you wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of attempts to come back in.
Thank you, Scott, too, for your devotion and to the Global Peace Tribe and keeping the conversation going and allowing for the expression that sometimes takes over the space because there's so much that wants to be said, so much that wants to be spoken. So I appreciate your tolerance and your compassion for all of that takes to make us rise. Thank you. Blessed be.
My pleasure, Christy.
And also too what he did with Oshala, because the same thing when I was going on my healing journey, Scott was always there for me.
That's
And he
right.
was always, so anybody who's been on a healing journey knows that Scott is like the healing nurse, you know. He's always sending the
Saving
love
grace, that's for sure.
messages, sending the love messages, making sure your GoFundMe gets funded, you know, letting everybody know to support and get some help and everything. And I'm going to be bringing this Rose Mother blend that I made especially. You know, me and the girls have been making up our little creations for the conscious life. So I'm gonna take care of you, Scott.
All right.
You
Well, I
heal
look forward
people,
to
we're
that.
gonna heal you too. You're gonna love our Denture Wellness Divine Mother's Love products.
I cannot wait. My God, that's going to be great. Since you brought it up, let's
Mhm.
one more time. It would be great for people to support Oshala. And I want to thank the people from our show who did support it. Thank you, Bonnie. And of course, your beloved. Thank you, Anonymous. That anonymous person keeps showing up. Thank you, Doug May. Thank you, Connie. Oh, thank you, Connie. Thank you, Daniel, Dan and Diana. Susan Woolridge, God bless you. Patricia Fortina, Joyce Harris got us all started. Thank you, Global Peace Drivers, for supporting Oshala. And everybody, even if you only pop in $5, thank you so very, very much for your support for Oshala. That means a lot. And God
Thank you,
bless.
Christy. Thank you, Christy, for bringing us all together.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yes,
Amazing.
Christy, we can't do this. And all you guys remember, we can't just wait once a year. So you're all invited. Anybody who wants to come onto our Zoom on Saturday mornings, just shoot me a message. Let Scott know, whatever. I would love to interview you guys. Love to have you on there. And we just talk more about the divine feminine to the world. You know, it's really necessary. It's needed. It's Mother Spirit Project 2026.
Beautiful. Eric is sending a message to Antoinette, but he sent it to me accidentally. So Eric is happy to see you, Antoinette. Just want to pass that on.
Awesome. That's all of our people in Uganda who's just waking up.
Oh my
and
God,
joining
that's so
onto
cool
the
to have all these people from Uganda, Patrick and Eric and
Arnold and Tagume. These guys, you know, it's really amazing because, you know, getting onto Zoom on a global Zoom is a big deal. So when one of them gets on there, they all get excited and then they all show up and everything. And they're just, you know, being there supportive of each other. You know, I really love these guys, you know, because they're really becoming part of our family, you know, and that's why Pato calls it our spiritual family, Pato Bantan spiritual family, because we are a family. You know, we talk to them more than we speak to our own family. You know, imagine that.
And whilst this has been going on, I've been chatting, DMing Ainamani John. And so I have a new friend, and he showed me a photo of you and Pato and his team. Anyway, I don't know if you know him, but you probably
I do. Everybody's got a photo of us with them. So so yeah, you're welcome to the family. Come to Uganda. And you know, also Patrick is also a musician and a singer. He has the most beautiful Ubuntu song. I mean, it's incredible. And Pato's actually going to do the duet with him. It's a beautiful song. Yeah. There's
Wow.
something
Well,
about
maybe when you're at the Conscious Life Expo, let's really plan on you being one of our presenters that Saturday night, and maybe we can arrange for Patrick to come in and share a song.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah. So that would be Saturday night. I think it's February 21st.
Yeah. Well, Patrick, you're gonna have to get up like really early in the morning because 6 o'clock or whatever or something, because we perform Saturday night at 8.
Yeah.
So we can do it before then. I could
Do it. Yeah, I'll have you on like first person.
All right. Woohoo! Conscious Live, Conscious Live. You don't know how excited I am. I mean, my booth is going to be the bougiest booth ever. It's the relaxing booth because there's so much craziness going on in there. You need a place to go and escape and heal. So you can come over to my booth and do that. You know, I will take care of you.
Right. And Patrick just said, yes, gonna make it. So that's great, Patrick.
Yeah, because that's 3 a.m. for him. So he when he says he won't sleep, he won't sleep.
Won't sleep. We work all night, you know. We really do work all night. I mean, Owen, who's also in Kampala, he's the one who did the website for me, you know. So that was why we decided, it's like, if we're gonna do anything, let's just try to provide the working opportunities for our brothers and sisters over there that don't really have any, you know.
Mhm.
So the things that we're teaching and learning them, they should be able to work anywhere in the world. You know, that's why I keep telling them, it's like, listen, you guys can change your situation if you're given the right tools. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. So you guys ready
All
for
right.
this song?
Yep, here we go.
All right then.
Let us have it.
So next time, Omar Shar, we gotta play the song that me and you did
I know, right?
in Japan. All right.
Yes. All right.
So this is the one that Omar Shar was with us there, and this is Divine Mother's Love that we did in Hiroshima. So here we go, in Japan.
All right, now, what we're doing, we are introducing Divine Mother's Love to the world globally. You guys are about to witness for the first time Divine Mother's Love, and I would like to introduce to you guys two of the other co-founders with Divine Mother's Love, Pookie and Zedalia. And I would also like to introduce Joan, mother of Ben, and Nina, also embodying the Divine Mother essence, and Summer Joy, who is our joyous ambassador, global reach outreach for Divine Mother's Love. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
As women, we are taking our rightful place, bringing love into action to birth a world where violence and war no longer exist. In responsibility to our human evolution and devotion to the generations ahead of us and behind us, we establish sovereign peace beginning now.
We are standing in the power of Divine Mother's love.
Come on down.
We are standing in the power of Divine Mother's love. We are standing in the power of Divine Mother's love. We are standing in the power of Divine Mother's love. Stand up strong each and every day. Use your voice, speak in a better way. How long must we live this way? For a better day.
Women everywhere envision a flourishing planet where love's beauty, peace, and harmony abound. We cherish and treasure our Mother Earth in all her majesty. We cherish and treasure humanity and the truth of our divinity. Ancient and sovereign, imperishable and everlasting.
We are standing in the power of Divine Mother's love. We are standing in the power of Divine Mother's love. We are standing in the power of Divine Mother's love.
Come on, the dance floor is
We
there.
Divine Mother's love, in all its magnificence, is compelling women to lead now. Our voices and actions burst forth in an ocean of great compassion, such that nothing can resist this unfettered and infinite love. We are here to guide. We are birthing the creation of our new civilization. Love in action, everywhere, all at once.
We are standing in the power of Divine Mother's love. We are standing in the power of Divine Mother's love. We are standing in the power of Divine Mother's love. We are standing in the power of Divine Mother's love. Stand up strong each and every day. Use your voice, speak in a better way. How long must we live this way? For a better day.
Wow! I told you these are my sisters! Woo! My. Wow, give it up for them again, everybody. Wow. Go ahead, take a bow. Did y'all take a bow? Did you take a bow? Take a bow. Yeah! All right. Kristen, Summer Joy, Antoinette, Mom, Joan, Nee.
All right.
And Marty Casey.
Yes. You recognize the evolutionary leader.
Oh
Your
my
eyes
God.
on
So many of our
everybody.
friends
Yeah.
are Rev Deb, Christian Hoffman.
Mm-hmm.
It was good to see a lot of our friends there. And that, of course, again, was in Japan a year and a half ago now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the year that we took the Ubuntu film to 21 countries. That was a busy year.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I am going to wind us up. Thank you very much, Antoinette. That was awesome. And thank you, everybody. Tomorrow's Sunday. Make it a sacred Sunday by choosing to see the divine in all. And again, thank you to all of our presenters, Christy Michaels for putting it together, Dan and Diana, Antoinette, and all of your friends, Ione and Nikki. And Eden Eden was dismissed to go take her evening bath. She did a 4-hour workshop just before the class, before the what do we call this? Before the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go get some dinner. Much love, everybody. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday night. God bless. I'm gonna go to Gallery View one last time. And thank you, everybody that's still with us. I love it. Andrew and Connie are in the house. So take care, everybody. God's blessings. See you soon.